If you're in Southern California and you've been asking yourself, should I keep renting or is it finally time to buy? You're not alone. You've probably heard renting is just throwing money away. And buying right now is crazy. The market's too expensive. Cool. So that's zero helpful. In this video, we're going to talk about the real trade-offs between renting and buying in Southern California. Not the TikTok version, not your uncle's version from 1998, but the version that takes into account our actual prices, our actual lifestyles, and your actual mental health. By the end, you're going to have a much clearer sense of which one makes more sense for you in this season of your life, instead of just feeling guilty no matter what you choose. Hi, I'm Rebecca, and you're watching Living in Southern California. I'm a SoCal realtor and licensed professional clinical counselor. I work with a lot of people who feel completely torn between renting and buying out here. So today, I'm bringing both sides of my brain, the real estate side and the therapist side, to walk you through this without the pressure and the shame. If you want more honest conversations about buying, selling, and relocating in Southern California, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. All right, let's talk about renting versus buying for real. Here's what we're going to cover: the biggest myths about renting and buying in SoCal, the financial trade-offs people don't talk about, the lifestyle trade-offs, flexibility, responsibility, and stress, the emotional side, like identity, safety, and pressure, and who renting might be better for right now, who buying might be better for right now, a simple framework to decide your next best step. This isn't about convincing you that owning is always better. It's about helping you choose the right path for this season of your life. Let's start with a couple of big myths that cause a lot of anxiety. Myth number one, renting is just throwing money away. This one makes renters feel terrible. Like every time you pay rent, you're literally lighting your future on fire. But here's the truth. You're not throwing away money if you're buying time to get financially stable. You're keeping flexibility while your life is changing. You're in a season where you're still figuring out where you actually want to plant roots. You are paying for a place to live. You're paying for flexibility and for not being responsible for repairs. That's not stupid. That's an exchange. Could that same money in the right situation start building equity? Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean rent is automatically bad. Myth number two, buying is always the smarter choice no matter what. On the flip side, we've got homeownership or bust crowd. Buying is not automatically smarter if you're not ready financially, your job or life situation is unstable, you genuinely don't know where you want to be in the next few years. Taking on a mortgage would push you into survival mode every month. Sometimes buying at the wrong time creates more stress than it's worth. Let's take a look at myth number three. If I don't buy now, I'll never be able to buy. This one triggers panic. And look, in Southern California, I fully understand where that fear comes from. But making one of the biggest financial and emotional decisions of your life purely from panic usually doesn't end well. Markets change, your income changes, opportunities change. Our goal with this video is to get you out of panic and into clarity. Let's talk about money in a non-triggering way. I promise. When people say renting versus buying, what's better financially, they're usually thinking about one question: am I building equity or not? But there are more layers. For renting, the financial reality with renting is that your monthly payment is relatively predictable during your lease. You're not responsible for major repairs. You may have lower move-in costs compared to a down payment plus closing costs as well, and you're not committing to property taxes, HOA, or surprise home maintenance that could come up. The downside is you're not building equity in an asset. Your rent may go up over time. You don't control the long-term rules. Owner could sell, the owner could decide to move back, the owner could decide to raise rent, etc. But for some people, especially in certain phases of life, those trade-offs are worth it. In terms of buying, looking at the financial reality, part of your payment goes towards principal. You're building equity over time. You can benefit if home values rise over the long term. You can potentially lock in a stable principal and interest payment if you choose a fixed rate loan. You may get tax benefits depending on your situation and current laws. But you also take on upfront costs, like your down payment and closing costs. Ongoing costs such as property taxes, insurance, HOA, Belarus, maintenance. And of course, market risk, where home values can fluctuate. Liquidity trade-offs, your money is tied up in the house, literally. So financially, buying is about, can I comfortably handle the upfront and ongoing costs and hold the property long enough for it to make sense? If the answer is yes, buying can be a powerful wealth-building tool over time. If the answer is barely or not yet, the stress may outweigh the benefits right now. The time horizon, a big one people skip in Southern California, a big financial question is, how long do you plan to stay in this home or in this general area? Because between closing costs when you buy, closing costs when you sell, moving again, market ups and downs, if you're planning to move again in a year or two, renting might actually make more financial sense than buying and selling that quickly. Buying usually works better financially the longer you stay. Taking a look at lifestyle trade-offs, flexibility versus responsibility. Let's talk about how you actually live. For renting, flexibility and lightness gives you freedom to move more easily when your lease ends. It gives you the ability to pivot if your job changes, less responsibility for maintenance and repairs, and psychological lightness for some people. I'm not tied down yet. If you're in a season of career transition, exploring different areas, a recent major life change, like a divorce or a new relationship or a new job or something else, or you just genuinely don't know where you want to land, renting can be a gift. It lets you try on a lifestyle without committing to it long term. Let's transition and take a look at buying. Stability and control owning gives you. You're not worried about your landlord selling the home out from under you. It gives you control. You can paint, you can remodel within reason, and make the place truly yours. It's a long-term base. Kids' schools, neighborhoods, relationships, routines. But it also comes with responsibility for repairs and maintenance. Less flexibility to just pick up and move when something changes. The emotional weight of, this is mine, I have to take care of it. Some people find that deeply grounding. Others find it suffocating, especially if the timing isn't right. Now, let's get into the part nobody talks about but everyone feels. Homeowners pressure. There's a lot of pressure, especially in Southern California, to finally buy. It can feel like real adults own. Everyone else is somehow pulling this off. What's wrong with me? I'm behind, I'm failing. I cannot tell you how many clients I've worked with who are doing really well in life and still feel the secret shame around not owning yet. Owning a home can be a wonderful goal, but it does not define your worth as a human being. Safety and security is another thing we'll talk about. For some people, owning a home creates a deep feeling of safety. This might sound like, I feel safer knowing no one can kick me out. I love the idea of my mortgage ending someday instead of rent forever. This is something I can pass on to my kids. For other people, the commitment and the payment feel less like safety and more like a trap. Their nervous system calms down when they have flexibility, not when they have a 30-year commitment. Knowing which one you are is part of choosing the path that actually supports your mental health, identity, and looking successful. There's also the optics. Buying a home in Southern California is often seen as this huge milestone. And hey, it is a big accomplishment for sure. But if the main reason you're pushing yourself to buy is to look successful or to keep up with what friends and family are doing, it's worth pausing to ask, if no one else knew what I decided, would I still make this choice right now? That question alone can be very clarifying. Let's talk about scenarios where renting might actually be the healthier, smarter choice in this season. Renting might be a better fit for now if your job situation is unstable or in transition, you're not sure if you want to stay in Southern California long term, you're working on paying down debt or building up savings, you've had a recent major life change like divorce, death, new relationship, health issues, something else. The only way you can buy right now would be to stretch so far that you'd be stressed every single month. If buying a home today would push you into constant financial anxiety, you're not failing by renting. You're giving yourself space to get into a stronger position so that when you do buy, it supports your life instead of crushing it. On the flip side, buying might be better fit for now if you're relatively stable in your job or income, you know you want to stay in Southern California, or at least the region, for several years, you have a handle on your debts and an emergency fund started, you're ready to take on some responsibility for maintenance and repairs, you're tired of rent increases and want more stability and control. If you've run the numbers, talked to a lender, and you can buy a home that fits your budget and your lifestyle without losing sleep every night, buying can be a powerful way to stabilize your housing costs, at least the principal and interest part, build equity over time, create a sense of rootedness in a place you love, hopefully. These could be all good reasons to buy and all signs that buying is right for you right now. Let's pull this together into something you can actually use. Grab a notebook after this video and answer these questions. Question 1, what's my time horizon? How long do I realistically plan to stay in Southern California and in roughly the same area? Less than 2-3 years? Renting may give you the flexibility you need. 5+ years and you want to plan routes? Buying might start to make more sense. Question 2, what's my financial season? Am I in a building season or in a stabilizing season? For building, paying down debt, increasing income, saving, cleaning up credit. Stabilizing, things are relatively steady and you're ready for a big long-term decision. If you're still deep in building, renting can be part of the plan while you get ready. If you're in stabilizing, buying might be the next piece. Question 3, what does my nervous system say? When you imagine taking on a mortgage, property taxes, maintenance responsibility, do you feel grounded, proud and ready? Or does your chest tighten and your brain start buzzing? And when you imagine renewing a lease again, not building equity for a few more years, do you feel relief and spaciousness? Or frustration and I'm stuck? Neither answer is right or wrong, it's just data about what you're ready for. Question 4, what would future me thank me for? Picture yourself 3 to 5 years from now. Future you in scenario A, you stayed renting, worked on your finances, explored neighborhoods, and you're now in a very strong position to buy. Future you in scenario B, you bought a home that was a good fit, you've been building equity, and you feel more settled. Which one makes future you say, thank you past me, that was the right move for us at the time? That's the path we need to lean toward. Okay, let's recap the real trade-offs. Renting is not automatically throwing money away. It buys you flexibility and stability while you build your foundation. Buying is not automatically the only smart choice. It can be powerful, of course, but only if it fits your financial and emotional season. Financially, buying involves equity building and upfront and ongoing costs. Renting avoids some of those, but doesn't build equity in a property. Lifestyle-wise, renting offers flexibility. Buying offers stability and control. Emotionally, both paths can come with pressure and fear. Your job is to pick the one that supports your actual life, not just your image and what you want to keep up with. If you're here in Southern California and torn between renting a bit longer or getting serious about buying, you don't have to untangle this alone. This is exactly the kind of conversations I have with people all the time, looking at your numbers, your timeline, your stress level, and your long-term goals to figure out what makes the most sense for you in this next chapter. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days or even 9 months, book a strategy session with me so we can get started on planning your real estate journey. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.